Ready.
Alright. Okay. So, we're streaming. Ready to you. Say something.
Testing 1 2 testing.
I can hear you.
Yep, but it's through that.
Okay, I'm on Much Graham. Say something. Okay.
Is Graham talking?
No.
I can talk. I am now
Okay.
speaking.
Oh.
Can you hear me, Graham?
No, but I think it's on my end. I think I just froze. Give me a sec. I think it looks like it froze. Alright, give me a sec. I'll just hang up and call back.
What's the next year start? Cooking meth. Next year, I actually have to pick up the phone and call people. Fun people.
There we go. Graham, the thing is right now. I don't know. Rams isn't good. He's going in and out.
Are we live or are we live? Oh,
You're live.
okay. Well, during this test, I'm gonna read the comments on the Dylan Raiola news.
For it.
All right, let's see. So the big news: the number one quarterback, number one prospect in the class of 2024 is at Buford now. Huge news. Rusty broke it at 7:45 a.m. to kick off this Wednesday news cycle, and man, this is without question the biggest high school story in the country right now. So let's go through some of the reaction. Thought this was an interesting one by underscore JPE23. He said, imagine if he enrolled at Valdosta and Rush Probst was the head coach still. It's a good point. He always got accused of recruiting. A lot of programs have over the years. I think Grayson has, Buford obviously has too, and then that tended to follow Rush Probst, and he had Jake Garcia come in, so that was a reaction. Ray Chaz says, culture shock begins. That's a good point. You have a senior quarterback at a really good school out of Arizona, and then he's going to come to pretty much the top program in Georgia right after his commitment to UGA, and they're saying that's going to impact potentially who he's going to be able to bring to Athens with him. If you look at the class of 2024 ratings right now in the state of Georgia, the top two players now are both from Buford. You have KJ Bolden, who was the consensus number one. He gets bumped down to number two, and now he's going to be sharing the same offense, and he has been offered from Georgia, and that is a school that he is thinking of. So could have the top two players out of Georgia this year playing together at Buford, and then potentially going to Athens together. So that's a huge story right there. Let's see some other comments. Okay.
Right.
Thought this was a good point. Is his brother Dayton enrolling as well? So Dylan has a younger brother.
See if I can hear you.
That would be huge. And then
Yeah.
this person
I think
is
that
Something you're passionate about.
Josh Allen's going to be
Mistaken.
real good. You know, he's a great quarterback and he's got a great arm. And interns, be quiet.
yeah, Jake. Yeah,
Shut up, interns.
I think Joe Burrow's better.
Okay, so I can hear him just fine. Only problem now, I can hear both. So I can hear you fine on the stream,
But
but I can hear, I can hear the background.
Yep. So this person, Falcons Nation, said Air Nolan versus Dylan Raiola for the Class 6A state championship. Problem is, Buford and Hughes did play in the state championship 3 years ago, but they are no longer in the same classification and they aren't on the schedule. But that would obviously be an incredible matchup. Who knows, maybe they'll eventually face off in college. I like this deadpan humor by John Varner said, I'm guessing Buford has a decent shot at a state title this year. Yes, they do. They had a shot last year and they returned a ton of talent, and obviously big question mark was who's going to be a quarterback. They already had great playmakers at that position. Now they bring in the number one guy in the country. Let's keep going here. Someone joked, when's he flipping to another school? I don't think he's flipping. I think he will be in a Buford uniform this season for sure, and it's going to be exciting. They're going to pack it. If you remember that Buford Mill Creek game last year, there was like 15,000 people there. Buford's going to have a big game against North Cobb. That's been an incredibly competitive matchup the last few years. All right, so this person, and I'm actually not going to give away their name because I know them. He's a good guy, but he goes, this is what's wrong with high school football in Georgia and across America. If I was making that point, I would want to clarify what this means. What are you saying? Transferring? Title chasing? I mean, he is committed to Georgia, so, and he has already been at 3 schools, so, I mean, a 4th school doesn't really make that big of a difference, but I understand that that's the debate we're having. All right. Someone says, might as well give us the state championship now. No, they still got a lot of games to play, and you never know what the football season will unfold. Injuries happen, all sorts of things. And obviously 7A is super talented. All right, so this user says, watch out world, Dylan is about to take Buford High School and the entire nation by storm. The future is bright for this young superstar. Please see my profile. Is that last part necessary?
Great clown today. Great clown
We're still live?
today. We're still live, bro. They can hear you. All of our YouTube and Twitch and everybody.
Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so that was off of Rusty's tweet. Let's look at some of the quotes on the tweet. All right, Junior Baker, Southern Swag Force says things are about to be shaken up in 7A football in Georgia. Yes, indeed, that is very true. Let's see. Mitch Matthews says, oh yeah, totally normal transfer from Arizona to Georgia. Well, oh yeah, Cody from Fox 5, I thought this was funny. He said, nice to have something good finally happen for Buford football. Obviously, he's taken into account just the incredible run they've had over the years. I think the 13 state titles and pretty much having a deep playoff run every single year. Coach Appling leading him to the finals, I think, his first 3 years, and then last year, obviously, the loss to Walton, but that was their 7A debut. A lot of people are speculating that Buford has sent a ton of players to all these big name colleges, but not necessarily Georgia. And so, could this change now? Those pipelines we talk about, Buford prospects going to UGA. All right, this user says KJ Bolden, welcome home. So he's implying that this is going to boost the chance that KJ Bolden will be going to Athens. And obviously that original commitment by Dillon to UGA, that put them back on top of the national rankings in terms of that 2024 class. This person, Matt Has the Music, says, oh, they were serious about this happening. Holy SHIT. Yes. Those rumors were swirling. A lot of people didn't take them seriously, and I just think they aren't paying attention to what's been happening. I mean, you saw it with Jake Garcia a few years ago coming from California, and what happened with that? He won a state title at Grayson. All right, let's keep going. UGA Football 1 says, hell yeah. I'm sure he will be attending some games this year. A lot of emojis, a lot of gifs with Kirby. I don't know, you're going to have a lot of UGA fans watching Buford this season. I mean, this is a big-time quarterback, and obviously the storyline's going to be incredible with just the expectations around Buford. It is always championship or bust, but with this, it's like there's only one possible outcome you can have this season for it not to be considered a failure. All right, so Rex Castillo says, the 5-star Georgia commit is moving to the Peach State to play in the GHSA this season. Let's go. So yeah, I mean, this story is just absolutely massive. I like this one. Aaron Murray says, has Buford moved away from the triple option? So obviously back in the day, Buford was just that big-time running offense. They always had the great offensive line. They always had the stable of backs, but this is probably the best quarterback they've ever had. Obviously, we'll see what he does this season, but in terms of how highly ranked he is and what he is being recruited as, just as the top quarterback in the country, I mean, that is something that is game-changing for Buford. All right.
So you're gonna give your thoughts on it, or you gonna
What's up?
kind of leave it be?
I can't hear you.
Are you gonna give your thoughts on it, or you gonna kind of just leave it be?
Oh, I'll give some thoughts. Let's see. Elijah Gainey. Here we go. This is where the debate starts to heat up. It says, I feel for the guy who is in line to start at Buford. High school isn't college, and this transfer seems senseless with him already being a 5-star and committed. Alright, so let's break that down a bit. He's saying this guy's already the #1 player in the country. He's already committed, so why transfer? This is a solid point. I think that this is a guy, though, that views himself as the best quarterback in the country, and he wants to play for the best program, and he wants to play in the best state, and that's what 7A football in Georgia is. Everyone knows it, and the quarterback play in Georgia is incredible right now. We have Aaron Nolan, we have Julian Lewis, we have DJ Colson, Sire Hardaway, KJ Smith at Roswell, Luke Nickel at Milton. I mean, the quarterbacks, there's about 40 of them that
Got
all
Jeremy
have.
too.
What's up?
Got Jeremy too.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Heklinski, who I think is exceptionally talented with his style of play. So I mean, I think he just wants to come and compete in Georgia. I think that's really as simple as that. Arizona has good football too, but it's not Georgia. It's not. They don't have nearly as many big-time programs. I mean, seriously. Can't beat it. All right. And then what's going to happen, let's go like 15 years from now, if he comes, wins the state title at Buford, passes for 4,000 yards, has a great season, and then goes on and gets drafted, is he going to make our Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame one day? That would be interesting. But obviously he'd be eligible. We've had some other players get in that only had a 1 or 2 year career. Okay, so BT2 Time says, boy, if him and Juju play against each other at state, good Lord. Exactly. That is the type of matchup you want to see. The senior quarterback, the sophomore sensation, putting it all on the line. I think that's a great point right there. Hyatt Williams says, using the transfer portal in high school is wild. Hashtag NIL, hashtag Bitcoin. Well, I don't want to speculate with that, but yeah, that's certainly something that's happening. I think before the kids step on campus their freshman year, you can extend those NIL deals. We've seen already some of the 2024 prospects being valued over $200,000. Another person talking about the potential matchup with Juju. So let's look at Buford's schedule real quick. Alright, so they're opening the season against St. Francis Academy. That's going to be a home game on August 18th. That's a Friday night matchup. Then they're going to be at Mallard Creek. I think that's South Carolina. Then at North Cobb. That is their first Georgia game on the schedule. Nice 7A matchup. Those teams have battled the last probably 3 or 4 seasons. Always an incredible game. That was a big-time matchup last year with Malachi Singleton, and I think North Cobb has a good defense. Their secondary looked great at the 7-on-7 when they won. Then they're going to play Carver, Atlanta at home. That will be a big opportunity for Coach Miles. We've got some young playmakers, some studs in the secondary, and that will be a great test for them heading into the difficult region. Marietta on September 22nd, that will be at Buford. Then Buford will be at Collins Hill after that. Then at Mill Creek off the bye, at Decula, then at home against Mountain View and Central Gwinnett. So I think those non-region games, those are going to be the big test for them. They get through that clean, I think they have a great chance at taking that top seed in the region, and then I believe they would be matching up with Region 7 in the first round, and that is Berkmar, Discovery, Meadow Creek, Duluth, Norcross, and North Gwinnett and Peachtree Ridge. I think Buford would be favored in all those. And man, people say, why does he want to transfer to Buford? It's like, Buford's offensive line is going to be so good this year. We have those transfers from St. Francis, the upcoming juniors, some of the biggest and highly rated prospects. So he'll be behind that offensive line. He's got the best athletes. I don't know too much about the receiving core, but obviously running back, and then he's going to be able to open up that offense. Sure, they'll have great play at the tight end, and then defensively, watch out. So playing Buford is going to be a real test this year, but I'm excited to see what the coaches are going to draw up to try to defend against Dillon this season. And I just expect just massive crowds, huge attention, and really just out the gates. If he comes in, plays against that St. Francis game and has a big 4-touchdown, 3-touchdown performance, or just a big solid win, I think we'll get a chance to see what that Buford offense is really going to look like this season. And he's got, June 21st? Just about 2 months to prepare. yeah, if Buford has a scrimmage before, I mean, I think people would show up to that. Even more so than the Norcross one. Yeah, I was looking at some of his highlight film. I think the number one thing that stands out is he throws off balance extremely well. He can extend plays, but then he has that Mahomes ability just to hit the tough pass to the sideline to come back after escaping the pocket and having those off-balance throws. I mean, that is a special skill he definitely possesses, and he has a ridiculous arm on the deep ball. He can put a lot of air on it, and that's going to stretch out the defense and utilize all that Buford speed. I think they'll be methodical. They'll be able to march down the field, and then once they kind of see what the defense is giving them, take those big shots and really put the defense on its heels. Okay, so here's someone that watched his highlights after sophomore, and they had some concerns, but he said, "I'm very impressed with his arm strength. However, in college, he cannot telegraph passes like this. If you notice, he is watching his target when the ball is snapped. If he learns to read what the defense gives him, he's the best quarterback in college easily." All right. Someone says at 9:35, Dylan throws a 15-yard pass, which is run to the 35-yard line. Okay, whatever. It's a weird comment. All right, I'm impressed with his arm strength and the ability to evade a collapsing pocket. So am I. Get him the right coach at a D1 program, and he'll be playing football on Sundays very soon. I agree. Someone says that pass at the 2-minute 20 mark was absolutely ridiculous. Yep. So yeah, I mean, there's still some work for him to do, obviously. But it's a big season for him. I think coming to Buford, whether you think transferring is beneficial to high school football overall or not, I mean, he's clearly going to benefit from this in terms of playing against good competition, great facilities like Buford has, playing in big-time environments, getting the spotlight, and then you have an opportunity to try to guide this team to a state championship in 7A. I mean, that is how you're going to prepare to go to University of Georgia and get it done there and build that support. And obviously, what we mentioned earlier, having the ability to influence other guys to join you in Athens. Let's see. Someone here, Graham will like this one. Georgia is the new Alabama.
I think you're about 14 titles shy.
He said we're 14 titles shy. All right. This comment says he's a Mahomes clone. Yes, we hear that comparison a lot.
Talking about Raiola?
Yeah. I've seen that comment a lot.
As you always say, 7A something different though.
Yep. Comparisons aren't always my favorite thing, but there's certainly some plays he made last season, just the escapability, throwing it on the run like that. Most quarterbacks don't. Like at that point, when you've gone back and forth twice, they don't look downfield. They just try to get it out and cut their losses. But I mean, he's still able to make it a bigger play. So I mean, the arm strength's there. We'll see with Buford in the remaining months, but it is official, so that is exciting. I know Georgia fans are pumped. They feel like they have everything going for them right now. Someone else said, though, Buford recruits better than Georgia Tech, and it's obviously made as a joke, but
I don't think you can
watch
say
out
that,
for
no.
Georgia Tech because they've been recruiting extremely well this year.
Did you hear about the 4-star they just got?
Mm-mm.
It's from Missouri, 4-star receiver. This guy, I'm on top of the guys they just got to. I sent it to you.
Was that the one last week?
No, this past week.
Yeah, I saw that one. All right, so let's look at these team rankings right now at Georgia Tech. Okay, so we're going to go through the year. So in 2024, Georgia Tech is currently sitting at, let's see,
Hey, Jeff, real quick.
29. They were kind of in that top 25 range, but 29 overall class right now, better than Auburn, Oklahoma, Colorado, TCU, a bunch of big-time programs. So they're up there in that top 25 range. Last year, where did they finish
Yeah, so
overall?
Looks like just from the version I sent you, the first logo on there should be an A.
Okay, their
So it's
class
a
of
payment logo.
2023
I wanna make sure I actually
ranked 61st. So a huge leap from that.
Maybe I flashed that.
In 2022,
That's yeah. There's a Dropbox folder that I sent you this email with the cards. We've already designed the cards. We've got them.
they were 54th in
The way
2022.
that they're set up with the cards should be how the A and B
2021, they were
so
47th.
just
Let's just go back to 2020,
you're
the
fine. Yeah,
last
so
5
there's
years.
it looks like there's a few that
And in
rearranged.
2020
and then there's a new A West logo as well. You're good.
They were 27th. So that was a good year for them.
You're good. I think the back part, the A and B family.
Yeah,
office,
they just
that's
got to
fine.
have consistently
Just be
those
straight.
top 25 classes and get the right guys that are going to stick around, develop, and
You're
contribute.
fine.
And I think that is the formula right there. So yeah, saying that Georgia Tech isn't
Hi, I'll be on
recruiting well,
lookout. You're
that's
good.
not
Thanks, Jennifer.
that's not true. They have a better ranking right now than Auburn. That is huge. They're making big time moves. And what an opportunity they have in the ACC with this new playoff format.
Those are cool.
They are.
Those are very cool.
And they have a lot of good transfers too that are coming in. I was really impressed with that quarterback from Texas Tech. He was helping out with our event the last few days. He was killing it at practice. He was killing it in the sprints and conditioning, and he comes with SEC experience. He played against Florida last year, played some big time matchups, played against Alabama. So he's bringing that experience to the Tech offense. Yeah, Luke Harpering, the recent commit this past weekend, an athlete from Marist, 6'3", 210. He was the guy from Missouri we were talking about.
You just can read it.
Yeah, you have Jordan Floyd from Parkview, offensive tackle.
I'm sorry. Louisiana. Told you wrong.
Okay.
Kobe Young. Committed to Tech, choosing your Joe Jackets over Texas, or Tennessee, Oklahoma, Oregon. He's 4-star from Hollywood.
Kobe Young, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
5'11", 175, number 9 player out of Louisiana. Big time explosive playmaker. So far in this class of 2024, Tech has 2 quarterbacks, Aaron Philo and Graham Knowles out of Southlake, Texas. 3-star, 6'7", 220 pounds. Got 2 receivers, running back, 4 linemen, 3 linebackers, and some specialists. And yeah, they had some intense practices when we were there. How's the test going?
You're good. I heard you loud and clear. It's just the only issue is going to be the outside audio, but you're coming in great.
Do we know? What's that?
What's up?
Ben said that he has no idea. He's been on the phone for an hour. He said he's busy, but he may try to come by like, in a day or two or something.
Let's
That's
take
all.
them when we can get them.
Yeah. I don't know if you still want to do shows this week. No?
Yeah, we'll try to figure it out. But this stream was just to try to get this audio issue figured out. I can hear everything but what's in the mic. So we'll try to figure that out and be back as soon as possible. But we'll go ahead and cut this stream right now. I'm going to get back to work.